This is Adamantly Analog, episode 84. This week we're catching up on games played during our top 50 countdown and sharing the community top 10 list. Well, hello and welcome to Adamantly Analog, episode 84. I'm your host, Corey Murphy.
And I'm your other host, Harrison Dunn.
And this is the only podcast currently living in 2025, releasing in 2026. What is time?
Adamantly Analog, the time-bending podcast about board games.
Yes, Happy New Year in the future. It seems wrong to say that now.
No, Happy New Year.
Yeah, okay. All right, Happy New Year. We'll say it. Now Harrison is going to perform a rendition of Auld Lang Syne.
Oh, Auld Lang Syne, Auld Lang Syne.
Nailed it, Harrison. Wow. Okay, well, I don't know how to follow that up, but we're gonna try. So we have completed the most epic top 50 countdown of all time, only second to last year.
Wait, I'm gonna redo that one. Never gonna Auld Lang Syne, never gonna Auld Lang Syne, never gonna run around and sign Old Langs.
I liked the first one better.
Okay.
We've just completed the most epic top 50 countdown of all time. Only rivaled by last year's top 50 countdown. And what can we do to improve from there but to share the community top 10s? Because if there's one list to rule them all, it's the one created by our community, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We have a community now. We have to represent that.
So I've made spreadsheets. I've done the math. I've come up with my own patented weighing system for those picks, which I will explain later in the podcast.
No, don't explain it. It's patented.
Okay, patented. Okay, we're gonna play a little bit of a trivia game, Harrison, to see if you can guess the top 10 based on one sentence drawn from each rule book, just a single sentence. And I've got my money on you getting all of them right because we are board game nerds.
Well, unless you picked like just the worst sentence.
I think there's enough information in each of these sentences where you can get it, but those that are not board game people might listen to this podcast and go, "Oh my god, that man is a genius."
No, don't do that to me.
But first, Harrison, we've talked so much about our top 50 list. We need to catch up on recently played games. I've got quite a few 2025 games that I've played that I've been itching to talk about. First things first, though, over the holidays, you get a lot of games played. Do you have any like holiday all-stars that you might want to shout out?
We played a lot of games at Christmas, both of my Christmases, and I was like very pleased that we actually played multiple games. And it was more than just Slippery Aces. Lauren's side of the family loves to get the entire family sitting down for Slippery Aces. And do you know what this one is? Have you heard of this?
Say, is that like a 52 card deck game?
Yeah. So everyone gets dealt one card, and you've got 3 lives, or usually like pennies or chips or something. And basically everyone gets a card, and then starting with the player to the left of the dealer, you look at your card, and then you can decide if you want to blindly trade it with the player to your left or not. And then that player makes the same choice until everyone has made the choice. And you are trying to not end with the lowest card. So usually when an ace gets found, it gets slid all the way down the line. There's very, very little strategy involved in it. So it feels mostly random when you get out, but it's something for the whole family to do. And so now I've got Slippery Aces in my in my stat tracking app. I had to make a custom entry for that.
Yeah.
Lauren actually won. It was a 13-player game, and it took 54 minutes to get down to that winner. But usually, like, once it's at the top 4, that takes like 5 minutes. Like, it's very slow at the beginning.
Nice. As I was anticipating your explanation of that game, I think I created my own version of Slippery Aces in which you melt butter, dip the 4 aces in it, and everyone tries to hold on to one for the longest.
You shuffle the deck. No, so we played a bunch of games besides that, and I got my brother-in-law, Lauren's brother, to actually play a handful of games with us, including Vivo, and my other brother-in-law, who's usually a little bit of a stick in the mud, but he doesn't listen to this, so I think that's fine, if I
Mm.
call him out here. He played Panda Royale, and he seemed to enjoy himself quite a bit. He was very in on the red dice, and I had to challenge him on that, and fortunately was able to stop him from going all in on red. It was a good time.
Yeah, I'd say if your family is into 52 card deck games, I think Panda Royale is only one step in the direction of hobby board games because it is so like concrete. You're just dealing with numbers and dice.
Yeah, we had to get the calculators out for most players, but it was a lot of fun. We played it was a 5 player game
Nice.
with all adults too. No kids were there. They were all
Yeah.
playing Mario Kart or something.
Yeah, I'd have to say our most played over the holidays. I have Harrison's copy of Fliptoons here because I'm gonna run it at Midwinter pretty soon. So we got that played a whole bunch. I've shown that to so many people. You're getting a lot of value out of this because not only am I
Nice.
teaching it at Midwinter, I'm also showing it to everyone in my family and all my friends. So
Great.
I actually had to sleeve it, Harrison, because I was like, I am not gonna be responsible for these cards getting any more dinged up than they are. There's a lot of shuffling in this game.
Yeah, aside and feel free to cut this. Yeah, that was our last demo copy, and it's pretty beat up.
Yeah.
I don't like to sleeve them when I demo because I don't want to misrepresent the game to people. But
Oh.
because you are not a Thunderworks person, it's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep that in. That's good information. Behind the
Yeah.
scenes in the industry, they don't like to
Yeah.
sleeve. Well, you can have my sleeves on this copy if you want because they're pretty rough.
No, I think that copy is going to be done for because
Okay.
well by the time Midwinter comes around we will have gotten the new shipment in the next printing, and so we'll
Oh,
have
okay.
plenty of copies for demo. Yeah.
All right. Well, aside from that, we also played a ton of things in rings. I've been talking about that one a bit. So I won't rehash that conversation, but that's another one that's pretty easy to get to the table for family members that don't really get into the rules heavy board games because you just start playing and they figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's been fun. And then of course, like yeah, like you said, Flip 7, we played plenty of that too. So those are my holiday all stars for 2025.
Nice. What else have you been playing, Corey? Give me a recap of your favorites from the past month.
Yeah, real quick rundown. So we played a game of Wyrmspan the other day, and that's pretty cool. It is a little bit of a heavier version than Wingspan, but I like the art more. It kind of feels a little bit more similar to Pokemon, that they're like kind of illustrated and imagined creatures rather than real life birds.
Mhm.
Um, all of the same hooks are there, and with that, all of the same quirks are there for better or for worse because I found myself digging for a very specific card towards the end of the game, and your capacity to actually draw cards in those games is so limited. So it's like, you're like drawing one card off the deck, but you're looking for exactly the right tags and the right like location that it can be played in. And I was disappointed to find that I didn't locate that card before the game ended and missed out on like 8 points, which is a lot. But it was fun, and if you don't think too hard about it, it's an enjoyable experience. I don't think these games are, like, super competitive because of that randomness, but that's not always the point of playing games, and this one's just good entertainment, good time with friends. We also played Captain Flip, and Harrison and I played a little Captain Flip on Board Game Arena. What'd you think of that one?
You mean Castle Combo? Because we didn't play Captain Flip,
Oh, we didn't play Captain Flip, never mind. Okay,
but I
hang
like
on.
Captain Flip. I like Captain Flip a lot. So you can that statement stands. Captain Flip is
Oh,
great.
okay. Okay, well, we will play Captain Flip. We've had quite a few games going on over the holidays over BGA, but yeah, Captain Flip is interesting. A very simple little, I don't know what you call it. You're building out a ship with little squares, and you can either flip them over or use the side that you're looking at. And once you flip them, you can no longer reflip them, but they all have different scoring mechanisms. Very similar to Castle Combo, actually, like adjacency matters, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I liked it. Fun game. Kind of a goofy little quirky game. Fast paced. And then we did play up or down, didn't we? That's for real. I'm not misremembering that one.
Nope, we didn't play up or down.
Son of a
Uh,
biscuit.
you invited me to play it, and then either it timed out or Nikki declined because
Oh.
the game never fired.
Oh, have you played up or down?
I have a copy. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, and do you like it?
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's a
cool.
cool game. Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yeah, surprisingly, because just elevator doors, but they did a really good job with the art.
Yeah, yeah. It is like way better production value than I would expect. This is like a small box card game from Capstone.
Mhm.
Um, it's gorgeous illustration, like gold foiling on the box and the cards. Like it's really nice.
Yeah, Yeah, simple concept, like literally going up or down, and there are no restrictions on how you play other than they have to be ascending or descending in 3 columns. But the goal is to get lots of the same color in those columns because the number of the most prevalent color is multiplied by the number of total cards.
Hmm.
And there's a little bit like more to it, but not much more. Like it's really pretty straightforward. And I found it really entertaining and very similar feelings to like Lost Cities. Did you get that vibe?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. It's got like that. Yeah, feels very similar.
Yeah, just because there's like one of each card, so you know what you're looking for. But it's like, do I wait or do I just go for it? Because there's limited time. Like the game runs out of time, and then you can no longer advance the column. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. It's fun, simple, pretty random, but you know what you get with the numbers and cards games sometimes, and this is one of those.
Yep. Do like some numbers and cards.
Okay, and then Harrison, this last one I want to spend a little more time on because I know you have this game as well. I've played
Hmm.
now 3 games of Origin Story, the new Stonemeyer trick taking engine building game, and I like it a lot. Today or yesterday was the first time I played an actual multiplayer game of it. I've been doing the solo mode, which believe it or not is pretty decent for a trick taking game. But the concept here is it's a very basic trick taker. Like, you are just doing basically hearts or spades, but with that, there's a system added where you are increasing your superpowers as you go through the game. You play over 5 rounds, and each round you introduce a new power in your origin story. And then in the 5th round, you flip over a superhero card, which you know at the beginning of the game which options you have between 2. And you can charge up those abilities with stamina, and you can use those abilities, or some of them are ongoing, and they affect the way that you play the hands of trick taking. Sometimes, like certain suits are improved by the value of 2, like an 8 becomes a 10. And sometimes you can use them to like one time discard and redraw a card or send cards around the table, all sorts of different cool things. So it's kind of interesting in that way because you're breaking the rules. It does slow down the traditional trick taking game because there's a phase where everyone's like looking at cards and reading and processing a bunch of information quietly to one another. And then all of a sudden you play like kind of a rambunctious trick taking round after that. So that's
Hmm.
kind of an odd cadence, but um, it is cool. I like the idea of it. What have you thought about Origin Story so far?
I think it did a really good job of having that like, ooh, look what I have or did moment, at the end of it, because you have this like almost comic book panel style layout of all your powers,
Yeah.
and it does the emergent storytelling thing of like having just enough like little bits of information here and there to let you make up how those things connect together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you have like a volcano power and an invisible power, like that doesn't mean anything by itself, but it's really easy to infer like how those two things would mesh in a single superhero. Um and I think the like weird watercolor artwork works really well for this because it kind of just abstracts everything a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
the one place that I think that it kind of misses is that final reveal. So in the last round, you reveal like your final power, and it gives you this big scoring opportunity and kind of like a shake thing up one off power. But it also gives your superhero a name, and there's only I think 10 or yeah 10 of these in the box. So like you're gonna see a lot of them if you play the game a lot. You're gonna see the repeats, and then these are supposed to be like your superhero reveal moment. And so there's really only 10 superheroes, and I don't like that it makes you give your hero a name.
Mm.
Like a specific name. I just wish it was more of like another abstracted power type thing. But other than that, like it's I think it does a really good job of telling that story. Um like how you got to this and what kind of powers you have.
Yeah, and I know you always appreciate the storytelling element of it. I kind of overlooked that and got right to mechanics, but that really is the concept here, and it's called out right at the start of the rule book. Is you're building out your origin story and then kind of revealing your superhero identity in the last round, which I think that plays out pretty well in the game. Um, okay, some positives for me. The deck of cards that has the abilities, you gain one each turn. It's pretty huge. There's quite a lot of
Oh yeah.
variations on this concept, which I like. Some like neutral things. There some of the mechanics feel a little bit tacked on. It's like, it is a very basic trick taking structure. So then sometimes it's like, okay, in the 3rd round you reveal an event. And then you move on to the 4th round and the 5th round and you don't reveal an event anymore. It's kind of random to me that all of a sudden there's this one weird rule that might invalidate some of the engine building you've already done. In some cases,
Yep.
they're like, ongoings don't happen anymore. So I don't know. I could take it or leave it with the event. But then the last thing is Stonemaier games sometimes arrive a little bit unbalanced and maybe could use a little more testing. See, what's that civilization game that's historically terrible at this?
Oh, Tapestry?
Tapestry, yeah, and, like, Viticulture has some problems with this. This game definitely has that. There's the big superhero reveal at the end. Some of these superheroes give you some opportunity to score 8 points if you complete a task. Like, there's one called the Bear. You have to declare the number of tricks you think you're gonna win. If you hit that, you score 8 points. Some of them just straight up give you 10 points for revealing them and then some other bonus. I
Yep.
mean, there's a huge diversity between those 2 things. Maybe that's okay, but I think I'm personally gonna try to fix that with some house rules. The one I have in mind is called Stygia or Stygia. Have you played with that one, Harrison?
Stygia? Yeah.
Stygia, yeah, she, like, doubles the stamina you have and then scores you points for each stamina, which is almost always gonna be 10 or more. So
Right.
I don't really see how that matches up with the bear or, like, any other one of them. But I don't know. Again, it's like, how much do you care about the balance? It's a pretty variable game to begin with, so maybe it doesn't matter so much. But I was like, "Is that a typo? Is that real?" And I even went to a forum and read a whole response from Jamie Stegmaier that was like, "Yeah, I think it's okay." I disagree. Sorry.
Yeah, I know Stonemeyer is like pretty in depth and rigorous with their playtesting, but it does seem, yeah, I don't know if that's a factor of like some inefficiency in their playtesting process, or if it's just the nature of a game being played by, exponentially more people. Like, even if you play test with 100 people, once the game hits your market, and Stonemeyer's got a huge audience, you're going to get infinitely more data than you ever could do on your own testing. So, like, there's that aspect of it.
Mhm.
And then because Stonemeyer is relatively so high profile in the community, like, I think all of their designs are just scrutinized more. Like, if you go, if you go play a Thunderworks game, our community, I don't think, is nearly as big. And so those games, while still scrutinized, like I'm on the BGG forums for Citizens of the Spark constantly, like people are bringing up, hey, this feels overpowered, this feels underpowered, why is this way?
Mhm.
And I think the Stonemeyer games are just like, they're much more higher profile. They're just getting more criticism as it is. Um, so I don't know which of those it is. It's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, and by the way, I love Stonemaier games. I have plenty of them in my top 50, and
Yeah.
this is just the thing that happens with games in general. This one thing, this Stygia in this game is just like standing out to me because even though there's a huge deck of abilities that you're drawing through, like I realize those couldn't possibly all be balanced, and that's okay. But with only 10, like you said, of the superhero powers, this one just seems so obvious that the difference between 10 points automatic versus you have a chance to earn 8 or 5 or something from other heroes, it's just, like, really out of whack to me, and so maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on this one, and maybe it doesn't matter, but I just thought I should call it out.
Yeah. I mean, the other half of it is like, those, you don't want to balance those perfectly in a vacuum either, because you want them to feel different. And unfortunately, if the theme of these powers is a big scoring right before the end of the game, you don't really have a lot of wiggle room and expression. And so it's like, if you want them to all give about 10 points, some of them are going to score less and some of them are going to score more. And if you look at it from just like a purely point generating perspective, it's going to feel underwhelming. But if you look
Mhm,
at it from the storytelling perspective, which I think is this game's goal first and foremost, then it's a success. And unfortunately, we are gamers. We are going to look at it from a mechanics and points and balance perspective first. Sorry, we're gamers and Magic players.
yeah.
So we're going to look at it from a balance perspective, and it's going to feel wrong at a gut value, even if it better serves the design the way it is.
Yeah, that could
So
be.
I agree, it does feel weird. Like, I have a hard time picking the one that is worth fewer points. But I think we're probably in the minority in that as well. Like, there are going to be a lot of people who are like, "Oh man, this bear is so much cooler and fits along with all of my ice and fur-based powers or whatever, so I'm gonna pick that one, instead
Yeah.
of this word that they may have never seen before.
Yeah, I that's just one comparison example, but, you're picking between 2, and I don't know, I personally feel like maybe that decision should be better suited on, like, the mechanical elements of
Yeah,
that and, like, what that character is trying to build rather than just, like, free 10 points is more than 8 points.
right,
So,
right.
anyways, I will stop beating the dead horse here, but I did enjoy the game quite a bit, and, that aside, I think, like I said, the solo mode is actually pretty solid. I enjoyed it even more with multiple players. It was very interactive.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Lauren didn't like it as much as I would have hoped, so I will have to find other groups to play it with, but I'm enjoying
Harrison, tell me about this Yonkai no Yokai. This looks crazy.
it. Yeah, yeah. So, when Lauren was asking me for Christmas gift ideas, I had just watched Shut Up and Sit Down's 2025 holiday gift guide. And at the very end of that gift guide video, they recommended a series of like weird small card games from a publisher called New Mill Industries. So this is like a small boutique indie card game publisher, and they do a lot of importing from Japan, like bringing small card games from Japan to English speaking countries. Um, but they also have their own designs in there too. So
Mhm,
it's made by this game, Yonkai no Yokai, is designed by Daniel Newman, one half of New Mill Industries. Um, and this was the one that Lauren picked up for me. The ones that Shut Up and Sit Down recommended were like sold out within 24 hours of the video going live because of course it's the and Sit Down effect. So Lauren just like picked one that she thought sounded interesting or looked interesting.
mhm.
So all that in mind, Yonkai no Yokai is a cards and numbers game about uh, taking ghosts, yokai, to their correct floor in a hotel. Um, so it is a card shedding game about moving an elevator up and down, and you do that by playing numbers of or card sets of numbers, uh, and then you can go up a floor by playing a greater number of cards of a lower rank, or you go down a floor by playing the same number of cards with a higher rank. It's got this kind of weird e- logic behind how you do this, and it's really hard to explain in a purely audio format. Um, but it does this really cool visual representation of it. So you've got this elevator shaft kind of illustrated just by a range of values, and then broken into like for one, two, three, four floors. And then there's an elevator car card that you slide up and down alongside that. And the arrows on the elevator car line up to the actual sets of cards that you were allowed to play based off of the last played card. So in practice, it's incredibly intuitive. You just I played two twos. Okay, I move the elevator car so it's just outside of the 2-2 range, and now we're ascending. So I know that the next player can play uh, two threes, two fours, two fives, or two sixes, or three ones. Um, and it's I don't know. It's really bizarre. We played it at Christmas with my brother-in-law and Lauren, and we really liked it. It was pretty easy and quick to teach. The art is really strange.
Mhm, mhm.
It's Sai Beppu did the artwork, same artist as Vivo, which was fun. We played those back to back.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a win. It was a huge win, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with more people.
The art reminds me of Spirited Away, and I guess, a lot of the same kind of
Yeah,
yokai are showing up on these cards. That would explain why, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah, fun. I have to
So
try this.
yeah, well, I'll bring it along next time that
Okay,
we see each other,
cool, and
which will
that's a
probably be
2025.
yeah. And as of right now, BGG's only got 13 ratings on it. So it's very fresh and a very small card game, I guess.
Yeah, only 2 fans, so if you like it, you gotta click that heart button and help them get their feet under them.
Refresh, Corey.
Alright, 3 fans.
There we go. So yeah, Yonkai no Yokai. I think Yonkai is supposed to be like a play on the word for like floors. The the explanation at the beginning says, "What's this? The doors close and open again on the third floor, Sunkai." Like apparently the words for second floor and first floor and fourth floor are kind of like fourth floor is Yonkai and Yokai is the word for ghost or demon, so they're supposed to sound
Mm.
similar there.
Yeah,
I don't quite get it.
literally means 4 times or 4 occurrences. A combination of yon, 4 and kai times.
Oh,
So
okay.
there you go.
Well, there you go.
Thank
So
you,
yeah.
internet.com.
So that's what I've been playing.
All right, lots of good stuff. I think it's time to move on to that sweet, sweet community list. What do you think, Harrison?
Quiz me, daddy.
All right. All right. So, just real quick, the patented system involves weighing these votes from everyone's top 10 list so that there's more weight given to number one picks or top five picks. And so this panned out to be kind of how I expected it based on the occurrences I saw. So I think the system works pretty well. If I do say so myself, that's why I patented it. Um, but there were a couple of ties, and I had to settle those ties in my own fancy way, which I'm not going to reveal on the podcast. But
I
there
don't even
is
know.
a there is a strategy to it. But because of the ties, I have a number 11, an honorable mention that I want to start with that had exactly the same number of points as our number 10 on this list. However, it did not make it because of my system, which I will keep a secret. So, as an example of how this is going to work, I'm going to read one sentence from the rule book, and your job is to guess the game. And some of these I tried to make harder than others on purpose. So, good luck, have fun. Again, I think you can get all of them. So, our number 11 honorable mention at the beginning of the game, only 5 sites are available for digging.
It's gotta be Lost Ruins of Arnak.
It is Lost Ruins of Arnak. Nice job, Harrison. The community has good tastes because this is an excellent game. All right. And the number 10, you may not place an assistant pawn in a canal. This one's trickier.
In a
You can get
in
it
a
though.
in a canal?
In a canal. You may
Assistant
not
pawn in a
place an assistant
canal.
pawn in a canal.
No throwing your assistants in the river.
That's right.
Uh, Yokohama? No,
Yokohama. That's
is it
right.
right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, nice job. Yeah, the canal is the kind of dead zone on the map that you have to pay a fee to travel through. Yokohama's a
Oh,
great
okay.
game. What an excellent choice, community. Okay, number 9. The 6 standard projects on the game board are always available to the players. The
Oh,
6
standard.
standard projects on the game board are always available to the players.
Standard projects. Oh, I should know this. If I was looking at a list of games.
Mhm. You can
Oh,
get it.
shoot. Standard project.
Yeah,
It's not
the hint
SETI,
is
is
that
it?
no, the hint is that they're all on the game board. They're printed on the game board. The
Yeah.
6 standard projects. And
Nope.
the one I had originally for this was, like, way too obvious. I had to change it.
Okay, what was the second one?
The second one, I deleted it, but it had something to do with, reaching the right oxygen level and
Oh,
finding the
okay.
right number of
So
forests.
so it's so it's terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, number 9 is terraforming Mars.
That's right. They call those projects. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, and that's like the scoring mechanisms that you can fund on the game board. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not true. That those are the standard actions you can take without using cards.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Number 8. When you've completed the steps in your pre-flight checklist, you're ready to launch.
Is there I I, gosh, ready to launch
Pre-flight
is
checklist.
is it Galactic Cruise?
It is Galactic Cruise.
Wow,
Yeah.
Corey, you've tailored an audience to your games.
I know. Well, this one wasn't even on my top 10 list. So, it was in my top 50 though, but it looks like it was pretty high on some other people's
Oh,
lists.
wow. Cool. I'll have to give it another
Okay.
try.
Yeah. Okay. For the number 7, a space on the income diagonal can only be covered if all spaces in the row to the left of it, the column below it, and the square formed by those columns are also already covered.
Income diagonal?
Income diagonal. This sounds
No,
pretty
I'm
German, doesn't it?
it
I'll say it again. A space on the
Oh,
income diagonal can only be covered if all spaces in the row to the left of it, the column below it, and the square formed by those columns are also already covered.
no idea.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
lost.
Okay, actually, I don't think you've
Hansa
played this game.
Teutonica.
No, it's a feast for Odin.
Oh, okay. No, I have not played that.
Yeah, that's the rule. Everyone's personal player mat. You're assembling the grid, the puzzle of all of the random stuff you collect in the game, and you can only cover the income space when you've filled out the square beneath it. Okay, number 6. To take a move, you must rule the origin clearing, destination clearing, or both.
One more time?
To take a move, you must rule the origin clearing, destination clearing, or both.
Oh, root.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. You can't delay a fast power to the slow phase, even if you want to.
Oh, that's gotta be Spirit Island.
That is Spirit Island. Yeah, that was number
Woohoo!
5.
Alright.
Number 4. The dragon's rage increases throughout the game.
Oh, that's probably Clank.
Yes, it is Clank. I had to make that one extra hard for you because I figured that would be the one you're most familiar with.
Yep.
I combined Clank and Clank Catacombs because there were more votes for Catacombs and then some OG Clank votes, but they're all the same system.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that's fair.
All right, number 3. When you've totaled your strength, announce it to your opponents and move your combat marker to the corresponding space on the combat track.
Scythe?
No. You want to try again? I'll give you a hint. This one I had to handle similarly to the last one where I combined titles.
Uh, you're not combining, Kemet editions, are you?
No, no. I'm
Okay,
the
no.
only one that has Kemen on the list.
Uh, announce strength, put it on the track, potentially multiple versions of the game.
Yeah,
No, I don't know.
it is Dune Imperium because someone said
Oh,
Uprising,
okay,
but it's all
okay.
the same. All right, so number 2, getting to the end here. In addition, after upgrading the cards action, you may continue progressing past 9 reputation on the reputation track.
See, I would have guessed Dune Imperium for this for whatever reason, but
Hmm.
uh, repu- oh man, the games are so good right now that I can't guess them. That
what
that
do you
that's
think would
got to
be
be
the
the only reason.
What do you think would be the second most favorited game in the community's list?
It'd help if I knew
I
more
should give you
community
a hint.
members.
Well, you do
We
know
should
some of
start
these.
a regular community game day so that we can play games with our community, and then I can be better at this in the future.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Uh,
I'd say a lot of this mirrors Board Game Geek's top 100
okay.
or top 10.
No, I should know this then. Um,
Yeah, you should. You want me to tell you?
yeah.
It's Arc Nova.
Oh, okay. I've only played it once. Been a
Wow.
while.
All
Yep.
right, all right.
Yep.
Um,
I'm a bad
and
gamer.
I
Sorry, everyone.
and I should say the top 3 all had the same number of votes or the same number
Okay.
of appearances on lists, but not the same number of points based on my weighting scale. So, okay, so here's number 1 of all time from the community. A record number of number 1 votes for this one. A player's turn consists of carrying out exactly 2 actions, 1 per die.
Castles of Burgundy.
It is Castles of Burgundy. Yeah, so
Oh.
I'll read them down one more
Aw, good
time.
job, guys.
Yeah, here's the list. So number 11, honorable mention was Lost Ruins of Arnak. Number 10 was Yokohama. Number 9, Terraforming Mars. Number 8, Galactic Cruise. Number 7, A Feast for Odin. Number 6, Root. Number 5, Spirit Island. Number 4, Clank. Number 3, Dune Imperium. Number 2, Ark Nova. And number 1, Castles of Burgundy. Just like my list. Hey, how about that? You guys have good taste. Harrison, you were 6 for 10.
You know what? I'm gonna count that as a win.
Or I'm sorry, you were 7 for 11 because of the extra one.
Even
So, yeah,
better.
that's good, yeah. That gets you over a 60%. So I think that means you didn't fail according to public school grading.
The only grading system you are intimately familiar with.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Cool. So we only have one thing left to do, and that is to announce the winner. One of our participating members, someone that submitted a list, will be the recipient of a $40 Game Nerds gift card. And so, in order to claim that prize, that person should email us at adamantlyanalog@gmail.com with their preferred address to receive said gift card, and we will ship it your way. That winner is, drumroll please.
It's gonna be me. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
No, it is Nick Lowe, and Nick Lowe, L-O is the low part, and so that's how, he submitted his name to the forum. So, Nick, send us
Hey.
an email at adamantlyanalog@gmail.com and let us know, the address you'd like to receive that gift card. Thank you for participating. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks so much
Yeah.
for participating and congrats, Nick.
Good list, Harrison. Man, this one's even better than ours.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end. And we often close out our podcast with things that we have been doing outside of board gaming. And I can't say that I have anything new to report, but do you?
I mean, I've kind of alluded to it the past couple episodes. I'm eager to wrap this up so I can go back to playing Diablo 4 because oh my god, I have
Still,
I've been wasting so much time on that. I took
nice.
off the last couple weeks of the year here to because I had vacation time, and
Play
it's
Diablo 4.
pretty much been Diablo 4. Yeah. Uh I offhandedly referred to it as really high graphics cookie clicker. That's just kind of what it is. Like at this point, it's
What?
just number go up, and
Yeah.
you can tweak all these little modifiers to make number go up slightly higher,
Hmm.
and then you go get things to make number go up slightly higher. So
Nice.
yeah, it's been really satisfying, and I feel like I'm running out of things to do. So maybe I won't be playing it next week. We'll see.
Yeah. Is it improved since its launch? I know there like a lot of people were disappointed that the loot wasn't like I don't know, it didn't like scale appropriately for their time spent on the game.
I did not play at launch. So my
Okay.
experience with Diablo 4 is what is I think right now is the uh effectively the pre-patch before the next expansion. Um and from what I understand it is generally very well received. They've like added a bunch of quality of life systems, kind of shaved off a lot of cruff. Um it's very easy to get into and plays pretty smoothly, but there's a lot of systems that are pretty overwhelming just because there's so much information.
Mm,
Um, the thing that made me think it's kind of like an incremental game is that there's all these like different menus you have to navigate into to kind of just tweak one thing. So anytime you get a new piece of gear, you will potentially want to uh temper it, which adds a new affix to it. You want to masterwork it to increase its level. You want to get a masterwork affix or affix, depending on how you say that. To improve one of those stats, you might want to enchant it to turn one of those stats into something else. You might need to give it a new aspect. And then after you've done all that, you got to make sure you got enough gem slots in it. And then finally, you can sanctify it, which permanently locks in the item's stats. So, like, just counting on my fingers, that's like 6 or 7 things you have to do to a single item if it
mm,
might be a better improvement to what you currently have. Um, so there's a lot of different systems, and that's like just on the gear side. So in that sense, it's a little overwhelming. But the
yeah.
gameplay feels pretty good, and it just is doing a really good job of making you feel incredibly powerful and giving you space to push that even further.
Okay, well, that sounds good because that was the opposite of my initial impression with this game. I was like going through it like, oh man, this is just a grind, and I don't feel like we're really improving enough compared to like other Diablo games, which was always the fun hook. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll put it and see what updates they've made to the game because it's been quite a few months since I played it. Hey, also speaking of Diablo 4, right?
Yep.
Um, they announced Divinity 3. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, a trailer came out at the
Ooh.
Game Awards, and I'll warn you, it is explicit, so do not safe for work. Um, but man, they're saying it's gonna be the biggest game yet for Larian, like, even bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm excited. I like Divinity even better as a system than Baldur's Gate, so this is, that's gonna be sweet.
Wait. Well, so I did a search for Divinity Original Sin 3, and the first results are news outlets saying, dated around December 9th and 10th, saying
Mhm.
Larian shuts down Divinity Original Sin 3 rumors.
Yeah, I think maybe the thing is it's the game is called Divinity now, but here's the trailer just came out 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
Yeah. So
maybe
I'll
that's
share it
it.
with you so you can see it. But
Okay,
yeah,
sounds good.
it is just called Divinity. Like, you know how they do confusing things and they don't add the 3 to it?
Oh, okay. So you call the Divinity 3. I searched for Original Sin 3, and then we're both technically wrong because it's just called Divinity.
Right,
Got it.
right.
Got
Yep.
it. Okay, I found the trailer now.
At least that's my understanding, but I could be wrong on that. So, yeah. Anyways, cool. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to next week because next week we're going to talk about our 2026 most anticipated board games. Woo!
Ooh, I'm excited. Anticipating 2026.
Yeah, me too. I've got some good ones for that list. I got to add them now while I'm thinking of them. This will be a fun episode. So we'll see you next week on Adamantly Analog. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Drink water.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Adamantly Analog is Corey Murphy and Harrison Dunn. Original themes and bumper music by Corey Murphy. Reach us at adamantlyanalog@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.